chronology of the movie, the way that it happened, very much mirrors the way that we found out the story. Originally, the ambitions of the film was to be a very quick, perhaps 15-20 minute short video on the building of a restaurant. That was all the ambitions that we had, and this was going to be for the Chicago Tribune website. I'm a food writer at the Chicago Tribune newspaper, and but then we just kept filming and filming. We ran out of things to say. I ran out of things to ask, and so eventually I started asking about his family. And it was at that point that that when he started to reveal more about his personal life and more about his family and this idea of sacrifice, and that's when, this was 8 months into the film when we found out about what happened to his family, when we found out about his teacher Ruth Snyder, and so it very much mirrors the way that the film was made. At the beginning, the first third of the movie is very much the story of the mechanics of building a restaurant, and then we get into his family life. And so, yeah, I mean, the film is very much reflected in our experiences as a filmmaker.
Yeah, I think this never was the ambition of the film, was to be in the film festivals and go as far as it has. I think we could both say that we expected it to be maybe a small little web clip here and there, and just have some documentation for our own personal happiness. And it's grown into what it is now.
It's incredible. We never expected. The movie was filmed by two people, myself and my co-director, Mark Kalinowski. The two of us, we did everything, pretty much nearly every shot, and then we edited every single frame. This took 4 years. So the expectations were very low, and we certainly, when we submitted to a number of festivals, we figured it was more a lottery ticket than anything else. We didn't expect to get into it, and so we were fortunate enough to premiere at South by Southwest. We're at Hot Docs in Toronto, which was an amazing experience. We're here in Niagara. We've been in festivals in Seattle, Nashville, Minneapolis. It's just been, I mean, with every successive festival, it's been astonishing because we never expected any of it. So anything it's like a cherry on top, but it's just, so far we've had like 14 cherries on top, and it's really been an astonishing year, I think.
We always have goals, and everybody asks what's next for Grace, and for us it's about refining and making sure that we're going to be here in 10 years. So we're relaying the foundation of the restaurant and making sure that the key people are in the right positions, and we're making the choices on a daily basis to be able to do what we want to do, which is do another restaurant or be able to travel and do the film festivals and things like that.
Figurative relaying the foundation, because I know you don't want to lay the foundation of the restaurant.
Yeah, no, just
making
sure that we're going back and make the changes or the decisions that we made in the beginning of the restaurant, and making sure that those were the right ones, because we're making 100 of them a day, so yeah, we want to make sure they're right.
The thing about this is, I think it doesn't necessarily have to be a film, because as a journalist, I think we're about telling stories, and it really depends on, it doesn't matter what the medium is, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a narrative story in a newspaper or magazine, whether it's a movie. I think it really depends on what the best fit for the medium. So for me, it's not about trying to find on a next film project. It's about finding a story that is as compelling as the one that I just worked on for 4 years. And if I'm fortunate to find one, by all means, in whatever form it takes, I'd be excited to tackle it. So it's not about, for me, filmmaking. It's just another language for telling stories. So hopefully I can find another story as compelling as Curtis's life story. Although I think I'd be hard pressed to top this one. I will say this, because again, we had very little expectations going in. We figured this might be seen by about 40 people, and probably 20 of them were my friends that I bug to come see and click multiple times. But it has grown into this thing that is just beyond our expectations. I mean, we're standing here in Niagara on the Lake, and it's just really incredible that we had the opportunity to do so. So we're just appreciative of anyone who even has a passing interest in checking out the film, and we're just very grateful, and we're just grateful to be here. I think that's probably the best way to describe it. We're eternally grateful to have the chance to show this film to the world.